Hello, good morning to all. Today we are going to learn about the crop production and management. So, importance of agriculture. Agriculture plays an important role in Indian economy. Over 70% of rural population depends on an agriculture. Agriculture contributes to 17% of total GDP and provide employment to over 60% of population. Agriculture provides not only food but also the raw material for other industries like textile, sugar, jute, vegetable oil, tobacco, coffee, tea, and rubber. Agriculture also provides livestock. It is not only occupation but also way of life. Most customs and culture in the world revolve around agriculture. Modern technology in agriculture helps for good amount of yield, less efforts of a farmer, reduces the time of a production, cultivation in a less amount of water, to control the diseases and improve the fertility of soil, to increase the price and demand of production at international level. Now we are going to discuss about what is the crop. When the plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. For example, crop of a wheat means all the plants grown in the field are that of a wheat crop, or the crop of a jawar means all the jawar plants are grown in the field are called jawar crops. Then there are two types of crops depending on a season: kharif crops and rabi crops. Kharif crops, the crops which are sown in the rainy season, are called kharif crops. The rainy season in India is from June to September. For example, paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, bajra, moong, all these are the kharif crops. Then rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season are called rabi crops. Their time period is generally from October to March. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseeds. Then you know that there are some basic practices to be done for the cultivation of crops. So the cultivation of a crop involves the several activities, different activities. These activities are referred as agricultural practices. These agricultural practices or agricultural tasks are like this. Number one, preparation of soil, sowing, adding manures and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, and storage. Now the first agriculture practice is preparation of a soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in the agriculture is to turn and loosen the soil. This allows the roots to penetrate deeply into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily, even when they grow deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and microbes present in the soil, which are useful for the growth of the plant. These organisms are friends of a farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to the soil. Then tilling or plowing. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling or plowing. This is done by using the plow. Agricultural implements for the tilling or plow is an old days people use wooden plow, but in a nowadays people use iron plow. Then hoe and cultivator, these are also two implements used for tilling or plowing. Hoe is the simple tool which is used for removing the weeds and for loosening the soil. And cultivator, nowadays plowing is done by tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves the labor and time. Sowing, next agricultural task is sowing. Selection of a seed is the first activity in sowing. So the sowing is the most important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are clear and healthy seeds of good varieties. Farmer prefer to use the seeds which give the high quality. One simple activity to select the healthy seeds is by taking the water in one vessel, near about 5 liter water you can take in the vessel, and add a handful of seeds in it, or 1 or 2 kg seeds in it. Some seeds will sink towards the bottom and some seeds will float at the bottom, towards the bottom. So the seeds which are floating on the surface of water, those are the damaged seeds, and the seeds which sinks towards the bottom are healthy or good quality seeds. But this activity, this practice we are not doing nowadays, because already we are getting the hybrid, improved, treated variety of seeds in the market, readily available today. Then next tool used for sowing the seed drill. So this is the traditional tool. The tool used for traditionally sowing the seed is shaped like a funnel. The seeds are filled in the funnel, passes down through 2 or 3 pipes having the sharp ends. These ends pierce into the soil and place the seeds there at a proper distance. Then nowadays the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of a tractor. This tool sows the seeds uniformly at a proper distance and depth. It also ensures that the seeds get covered with the soil. Then adding the manure and fertilizer is the next agricultural practice or tasks. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrient for the healthy growth of the plants are called manures and fertilizers. Soil supplies the mineral nutrients to the crop. These nutrients are essential for the growth of the plants. In certain area, in the same farmers grow the crop field. The field is never uncultivated or fallow. Because of this, continuous growing of crops makes the soil poor in a certain nutrients. So therefore, the farmers have to add manures to the field to replenish the soil with nutrient. This process is called manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring result in the weak production or weak growth of the plant. Then, what is manure and what is fertilizer? So, the manure is an organic substances obtained from the decomposition of plants or animal waste. It can be prepared in the field. It provides a lot of humus to the soil. It is relatively less rich in plant nutrient. Now fertilizers. Fertilizers are an organic salts. They are prepared in the factories or companies. It does not provide any humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like NPK, means nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. For example, urea is a fertilizer, ammonium sulfate is a fertilizer, superphosphate, potash, all these are the fertilizers which contain the NPK in a good amount. Then you can see here the man adding the fertilizers. First, nowadays the fertilizers are available in the form of liquid and solid. So in first picture we can see the person is spraying the fertilizers, liquid fertilizers with the help of a spray. And in second picture we can see the person is providing solid fertilizers to the crop. Then next agricultural task is irrigation. The definition of irrigation is the supply of water to the crop at a different interval is called irrigation. So there are different sources of irrigation. The sources of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. There are two types of irrigation, two methods of irrigation, traditional methods and modern methods. So in traditional methods, nowadays we are not using these traditional methods, but at least we should know the names of these traditional methods. Number one is the chain pump, then moat or pulley system, dekli and rahat. Then modern two agricultural the methods for irrigation of the crop are drip system and sprinkler. You can see in the first picture it is a drip system, and in second picture it is a sprinkler. Then the protection from the weeds. The first we will going to discuss what are the weeds. In the field, many other undesirable plants are growing naturally along with the crop, and these undesirable plants are called weeds. These weeds can controlled by using the certain chemicals called weedicide, but these weeds are harmful for our crops. It compete with our main crop plants for the space, for sunlight, for water and nutrient also. So some examples of weedicides are 2,4-D. The manual removal including the physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from the time to time. This is done with the help of a sickle. In Marathi we can call it as a khurpi or seed drill. A man spraying the weedicides. There are some weedicides can be sprayed to control the weeds also. Then next agricultural task is harvesting. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. Cutting up a crop after the maturation is called harvesting. It can be done manually with the help of sickle or machine. That machine is called harvester, or one more modern developed machine we are using today for harvesting, that is combine. So the name itself indicate the tasks which are done by this combine is harvesting, threshing and winnowing. Directly we are getting the grains from this machine. So the harvested crop, the grains are separated from the chaff by the process of threshing and winnowing. So what is the threshing? The process of separating the grains from the chaff, it is called threshing. And what is winnowing? The process of separating the husk from the grain, it is called winnowing. And now the last method of agriculture to storage the food grains. The farmer have to store grains in a jute bag or metallic bins. However, the large scale storage of grains is done in the silos and granaries to protect them from the pests like rats and insects. Now the last but not least topic from the chapter is animal husbandry. Animals reared at home or in farms have to provide with a proper food, shelter and care. When it is large scale, it is called animal husbandry. It also includes the 4 stages: feeding, breeding, weeding and heeding. So this is about the crop production and management. Thank you.